Hey, hey, hey. I'm back like I never left. So I did the other part of the video and I was just really telling my story. So, okay, thank you so much for watching the other video. If you haven't watched it, I was telling my story of how I survived COVID. Thank you so much for watching the other video. Thank you so much for literally listening to me and go on about how I made it through COVID, which, you know, when I would see and hear people, like I was saying in the other video, that we see people go through it and we just think, oh, okay, sure, you're okay now, but it really, really is hard. But anyway, so I found these questions to kind of, because you by yourself quite a lot and you start to ask yourself all these questions, and I found myself going through a lot of emotions and, you know, up, down, happy, sad, and all of that stuff, and anger, child. Sometimes we're so angry. But so I found these questions and I kind of was like finding things of how to get to know myself better, how to get closer to myself. Because I feel like I talk so much to other people about them, trying to help them, and I'm thinking, do I know me? Because I had to find ways to heal and help myself in moments. So I found these questions. I'm gonna keep looking down. I'm sorry that I know that's like super distracting, but like the questions are over here on my laptop. You know, one day I'm gonna have a nice studio and the questions are going to be there. In fact, I'm gonna have a teleprompter. Write that down in my manifestation book. I'm gonna have a teleprompter. So here goes. These are, I don't know how many questions these are actually, now that I think about it. But we're gonna count it out together. So yeah, we'll see how many it goes. Oh, how many it is. What? English. Okay, here goes. The first question is, what makes me cry? What makes me cry? God makes me cry. He makes me cry quite a bit. And a lot of the time it is gratuity. Just being grateful. When I think about, you know, all the stuff that I've been through just in my whole life, and to where I am now and what I have and what he's given me and how much he's multiplied me, that makes me cry. What else makes me cry? Yeah, that really makes me cry. And when I'm overwhelmed with a lot of love, when people shower me with like a lot of love and like attention, that makes me cry. It's so weird, but I cry by myself though. That makes me cry. When I'm frustrated, I cry. I don't know how. So I struggled for a very long time to like express myself, and when I'm alone, I go from like 0 to 100. Like, actually, I don't know who you think you're messing with, but I'm just talking to myself. But when the person is here and they're like confronting me, I don't have a confrontation, regurgitation. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do. When I'm confronted, I cry. Confrontation also makes me cry. Which words can annoy me? Listen, I sometimes know that I can be a little bit uptight, but when somebody says "danko," like part of me just shrivels up and just passes away. Danko. Oh, guys, whenever I hear that word, I don't even know why. Like, kifoing. That thing annoys me. That annoys me. And I'm also like on the fence ka nazo. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just when I hear it, I'm just like, I think maybe because it's maybe been done too much, and yeah, I don't connect with it. But at the top of the list, dear. You know, when somebody sends me a message like, "Hi dear," I'm just like, stop, I'm done. I don't connect with the word. I don't connect with it, and no offense to the people that say "hi dear." You know, some people like it and some people find it endearing. Yeah, because, you know, it is a term of endearment. I don't even say dear somebody in the thing just because I don't like that word at all. What makes me anxious? if I have to be like 100% with y'all, what makes me anxious is time. I think I over time, I've kind of realized and grew into knowing and understanding what I really want to do with my life, for other people, for my family and whatever. And seeing how quickly time is going by, and you know how the world is evolving and how the world is changing and how the world is really going through it, time really just makes me anxious. And everything, you know, everything that encompasses all of that, like having children, getting married, starting a life, living your best life, doing all of that stuff. And time has really like sped up so much where you can't even, like, you can't keep up. You know, it's Monday today and then tomorrow it's like Friday and you haven't done half of the things on your list to do. So time really makes me anxious, and the way I think I've kind of counteracted that is really just reminded myself to root myself in the moment and to kind of be present in every moment, and it kind of takes away all that anxiety. So when you live and you're like, oh, relax, here you are, you're okay. What makes me mad? Short text, HUDWID. That stuff aggravates me. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, I'm bored of it. I find it so like, stop it. Like, the thing is, I was doing it in the time when SMSs were like 50 cents and you only had 75 cents in your airtime account. Like, we're not there anymore. Text is free and that kind of thing. So just text properly, especially us as grown people. Like, when my niece and my nephew do it, like, whatever, I still say to them, I hope you only have 6 more months of this kind of typing, or at least when you type into me, because it also teaches us those good habits. That stuff makes me so mad. And also lies. You know, I think we've been lied to quite a bit, you know, as a society, from Winnie the Pooh being a girl to Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, all those people saying that they're twins. What is that? Anyway, no, like, we've been lied to quite a bit. So, yo, lies make me really mad. How can I uplift my mood? Music. You know, sometimes when when I know I've had a tough day at the office and it was rough, or I had a tough day at home and whatever, get into the car and you just crank it. Everyone falls in love sometime. Yo, no, music, I thinking that's really the reason why music was created, and not just like uppity stuff. Sometimes even the sad stuff, it uplifts you, because then you're listening and you're like, oh, Adele is going through it. Luckily, I'm not going through that, because, you know, but like, music really helps. What makes me laugh? Yo, TikTok. Hey, I'm in awe of the creativity that exists among us. I'm in stitches every time. I cannot get enough of TikTok. I'm like super obsessed with it. Like, yo, TikTok can't laugh. It's like, no, TikTok it's the best thing that's ever happened to me personally. Oh, once I like have a child and have, I'm sure that will be the best thing. Until then, TikTok. And also Bobby makes me laugh. If you don't know who Bobby is, she's in some of my other videos. We just did the spicy noodle thing the other day. Guys, that girl is so funny without even trying. Let me just not think about it. So Bobby makes me laugh like a lot. So the things that make me laugh, Bobby and TikTok. Which type of joke makes me feel offended? The types of jokes that make me feel offended are this might sound like this is really uptight, and this is just me. The body shaming types of jokes, they just like, they make me cringe, you know, those ones, and like the disability kind of jokes. That stuff is like, it makes me cringe sometimes, like a lot of things. Like, for example, when, you know, a big girl is dancing and then maybe she goes down and she does like the Vosho, and then they put in an earthquake. I don't find that funny. Like that, it touches me, and not only just because, and I'm not just talking about the big girls, even the like the petite girl jokes, you know, like when they have, you know, people just too small, and then like when you jump into the water and then it makes like a raindrop. It's just, they offend me. They make me cringe. They make me cringe. What scares me the most? What scares me the most is not doing everything that I want to do. Oh, like I'm terrified. Like if I think about, like when I was saying that time makes me anxious, I get really, really scared that I might, you know, not be able to live out my dreams, and I might not be able to, you know, do all the things that I want to do, not achieving and not being able to provide. That scares me. Oh yeah, I'm scared. Like, other than snakes and spiders and stuff, but that really, 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 really scares me. Guns also scare me. It's funny now, I'm kind of attracted to guns in a very weird way, just because I see, you know, people going, and it's like liberating to just go to a shooting range and just start shooting and whatever. But guns in general, I didn't touch. We've got a bit of a history with guns. Are there things I still need to forgive myself for? Ooh. So here's the thing. These questions, I read like, I think 3 of them. And then I thought, let me not. And I'm gonna blind read them. So, did not see this coming. We're about to get deep. No, we're not. Are there things that I still need to forgive myself for? Yes. I was in a relationship that was probably a really, really big part of me. It became an engagement, and it just disappeared, literally. It disappeared, and for a very long time I was very, very upset with myself, because I had a lot of things that I actually let go and changed myself to adjust to the relationship, and I ignored a lot of red flags. I overrode my intuition quite a bit. And I'm still struggling with that, because I'm still really, really pissed off about some of the decisions that I made in that relationship, because I could have just avoided all the heartache. Not that you can avoid the heartache, you know, if the heart was going to break, it was going to break anyway. I'm struggling to forgive myself for, you know, just the poor decisions that I make sometimes, and the calls that I decide to make in terms of my life. I traveled for a bit and I decided to come home, and you know, sometimes when I'm feeling really, really down and I feel like things are not working out, I get really upset with myself for coming home. That's a real thing, and I have to like say no, you know, it is what it is. It was gonna happen anyway. This is how your life is meant to be. So I do need to forgive myself quite a bit for just all the decisions that I make, and just be more understanding and kinder to myself, to where I am now, because I am really, really grateful for where I am now and how things have turned out, and the person that I am, you know, because which past events or experiences still bother me. So that relationship for one, and a couple of my other relationships, they still bother me in that they all kind of ended the same way. And you know, I mean, I started to question, is something wrong with the girl? And with each relationship I kept on changing and evolving and adjusting, and you know, it was all getting the same outcome. And so I found myself realizing that I was only entering those relationships for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, so those are some of the past events that still kind of bother me. And yeah, 2020 was just a rough year also altogether, you know, with the lockdown. Lots of relationships took a serious knock, friendships took a serious knock, and sometimes that bothers me quite a bit. You know, but you know, the state of my friendships just kind of was really, really rocky and shaky, and I'm hoping to find peace in it somewhere, somehow. I hope. What are some of the biggest mistakes I've made and what did I learn from them? We just going around in circles, aren't we? Biggest mistakes. Stop making decisions based on how everybody else is feeling. Some of the biggest mistakes that I was doing, I was people pleasing quite a bit. You know, my friends knew me as this, or know me as this, you know, confident person, you know, happy, traveled, what, and I was just, I wasn't making good calls, you know, and I ended up, you know, kind of making those kind of mistakes with money as well. That's just a simple one. So some of them, I've made some really, really bad financial mistakes that I'm so grateful for, that God can have the ability to kind of turn things around. And, you know, I feel like a little bit, I struggle quite a bit with budgeting. You know, people are like, oh, just make a budget and just follow your budget and just calculate and spend, which I don't know any of that. I don't know it. I don't know how to do it. So yeah, so some of those mistakes, changing myself for relationships, overextending myself. And here's the thing, when I love, like I love, I don't even like dive in like this, I dive in like this, head first. And yeah, changing myself and just completely ignoring myself and putting the other person in the relationship first. Yeah, that kind of, it didn't work out that well. Yeah, and then some of the other mistakes are just like food mistakes. I made a lot of food mistakes. I made a lot of food mistakes. I don't want to talk about it. What did I learn from them? I learned to stay true to who I am, to stay true to me, and to follow my intuition, to follow my guts. Listen to the Spirit, y'all. Listen to the Holy Spirit. And yeah, listening to the Holy Spirit speak. Yo. Which childhood memory makes me happy and which makes me sad? So the thing about my childhood was very complex. My family went through a very hectic trauma that we are, you know, years into now, and you know, every now and then that stuff kind of comes up. So childhood memory that makes me happy will probably just be being around my cousins. They really like, they made me feel really important in a time when, you know, it was just tough for my mom and I after my dad died. And so like them, you know, like playing, I remember like playing in the house and them getting a hiding, and I would never get a hiding because I was my grandfather's favorite. So those kind of things are funny. Which one makes me sad? I think the saddest would be losing my dad. The thing about that memory is that it's kind of my only memory of my childhood, because because everything started to happen when my brain started to actually become the sponge. So everything before then was like blissful, and everybody remembers that. And then when I started remembering things, it was literally when my dad died, and then it was just sadness and sorrow after that. So a lot of it actually makes me sad. Worked through it over the years, grateful to who we are now, and we good. What impact do I want to have on this world? I want young women to love each other. Like I want, that's the impact that I want to have. I want to have an impact where you're showing other women that liking each other is not a weakness. Pumping each other up is not a weakness. Like rooting for each other is not a weakness. That's my biggest, that's the one impact, and I want to be the best mom in the world. That's really what I want. That's really what I want. How do I want people to remember me? We just spinning around in circles. I want people to remember me as a person who was genuine. Like I said, for a very long time I struggled with people pleasing, and I would just do literally what people wanted, and I would just go the extra mile and just blech. And I realized that I did it for so long, it became who I am. The only disadvantage was obviously that I was, you know, fallen by the wayside. And obviously you interact and you get to cross paths with different people with different intentions. Obviously, then once you see people whose intentions are not the same as yours, obviously that then hurts you. So I think, yeah, I just want to be remembered for being a genuine person. Do I want children? 10. I want 10 children. 10. Whether they come in multiples, in singles, from outside, from God, on the street. I want them all. I want all of the children. I want them to be mine. Where would I like to live? I would like to live in Vancouver, Canada. That's one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been to. Just thinking about it, like in Paddy Goosey's, I love that place. I love that place, and I know it's not very African of me. I'm sorry. I'm going to start traveling into Africa, and I'll probably find something there. But for now, that's really, really where I want to live. What do I want to be able to do before I die? Everything. I just want to not be fearful of anything and actually just go to skydive, bungee jump, just I want to do everything that I ever, like when I feel like my heart really, really desires it for the right reasons, I would like to be able to achieve it. I would like to be able to do it. I want, very importantly, to wear a crop top every day to work. What kind of a career do I want? I actually honestly feel that I am in the career that I want, or I'm at least heading to the career that I want. And I say that because I've always wanted to be in the media, voiceovers, radio, acting, mortgage, everything in there. Always wanted to do that, and I've had the opportunity to kind of get into that. Had the opportunity to get into modeling, had the opportunity to get into runway stuff. I mean, that's marketing, right? But like, I really want a career of just people, anything that involves people. I do actually see myself as, you know, when I'm 50 there, as a psychologist, because I actually really I want to be a child psychologist. That's in the books. That's one of the things that, like, yeah, it's in there. That's what I want to do before I die. I want to study and graduate and become a doctor. What can I see myself doing every day until I retire? Eating without gaining weight. Ralaisha. For real though, I just want to be, really, I want to be able to just eat without gaining weight. I want to be very, very honest. Actually, because this is a blind answer, I'm not sure. I didn't have time to practice. I don't want to be able to do. Travel. I would like to travel every day while I eat on my travels. That's what I would like to do every day before I die, until I retire. Do I want to have a... No, I'm not gonna do that. What do I like my job? I actually, oh, this is the last one. I actually cannot even explain how much I like my job. Like, getting into this job was, nothing happens on accident, but how everything happens is just really, really God showing off about how, you know, the puzzle just comes together in the last minute. And things were taking such a drastic turn in at the end of 2019 with lots of things happening, and I was on the verge of losing my job. And then one of my other friends / colleagues was leaving the job that she was in, and I was like, I mean, do you mind if I try? And she was like, do what you gotta do. And then I went to the boss and I was like, I would really like to try this. And I tried it and I've never looked back. And I'm a little bit of an extraordinaire in that whole thing. Because you know what, if you don't hype yourself up, who's gonna hype you up? I'll wait. So I love my job. I love my job. I work in influencer marketing. I do collaborations, and like working with brands and influencers and that kind of thing. It's just so amazing. And even though I myself want to be an influencer, I found that this job has really, really guided me in that. Whereas, you know, before when I still want to be acting, movies and that kind of stuff. And when I got my job at ETV, I was like, yo, this is it. I'm gonna just be a superstar. I'm gonna work hard, and I'm realizing with the jobs that I'm getting, it's all just to kind of guide me into the industry, and it really is building me up for that right moment when it all culminates and just comes together. And I really have no doubt about it, and I'm not even in any rush, because I see just Modimo creating relationships and just networking opportunities that's just setting me up properly. And I think it's so important to be in the job that is setting you up for your higher self each and every time, and to be in a business, to be at home that does that, in a relationship that does that, in friendships that do that. With everything that you do, let it be continuously building. Gosh, I feel like I know myself so much better now. I do. I got a lot to think about. Damn. Phew. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we've gotten to know me better. I've gotten to know myself better. Yeah, that was quite deep, actually. I did not see that coming. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit lighter. I'm gonna find ones that are a little bit lighter, because damn, even the fridge is telling me that it's time to go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. I get it, we are on the road to 100. I get it, we're just trying to build. Guys, come on, 100 subscribers. Shh, already this. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for sharing. Comment down below for any other videos that you would like me to see doing. We're gonna see the channel growing. I'm gonna try to be as consistent as possible and bring the best quality content. That I'm also learning so much. Like what I was saying about my job is that I get, because of working with influencers and seeing how serious people are about their content and creating their content, it's actually teaching me quite a bit. Because I mean, I would have known obviously to put out quality content from what we've seen, but it's so amazing to see it here at home and to see people taking the craft so seriously that I'm hoping to do the same. You know, we're just out here starting, and we know that growth doesn't happen overnight, but we are here for that slow growth until Ria Modimo. Thank you so much for watching. It's your girl, Miss Rose, and we are out. Sure, okay.